Well. I mean, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Roger Roadside here. Just saying g'day, how's it going? You may have seen in the news today that a former Royal Marine has been stopped from coaching voluntarily, so he doesn't get any money from it. Stopped from coaching his daughter's football side because of safeguarding issues, because he's a threat to children, apparently. This all stems back to this man, Jamie Michael, who at the time when a knife-wielding maniac had violently caused life-changing and also life-ending actions in a what was it? Was it a social? Was it like a nursery? Basically, they were. It was where there was a lot of kids. Basically, it was a horrendous situation. Happened last year, and it was absolutely horrendous. And some poor lasses and poor children lost their life. Some poor parents lost their children, and some others were left with life-changing injuries. And it was just horrendous. And it was done by an illegal immigrant, I believe, and that itself stirred up a lot of issues. Obviously, for anyone who knows, the UK has a problem with immigration. But this former Royal Marine had simply said at the time, he made a Facebook quote, I believe it was a Facebook quote, saying that some illegal migrants are dangerous. Now, apparently, I think he made a video or something to that extent, and he said, that we all need to get ready, and that he was a concerned father, especially a father of a couple of daughters. He was a concerned father, and that we needed to get ready. And he then went on to say that what he meant by that is not being violent or anything like that, but we need to get ready to mobilise. We need to get into groups and discuss these issues that are happening within our society, and we need to approach the police and approach our government, and we need to get ready and try to put things in place so that this sort of stuff does stops happening. Anyway, a minister, a local minister, which has been confirmed to be a Labour minister, which has been confirmed to be a Labour minister by the name of Buffy, reported that post and reported that video to the police. The police then arrested Jamie, the former Royal Marine who served this country, and he was, I believe, he was sort of locked up for about 20 days. Anyway, he's recently gone to court to have a trial. Luckily, he had a jury, because the Labour government are trying to get rid of those. But luckily, he had a jury. And how long did it take for the case to be thrown out? Wow, how much do you? I mean, all that. What, a couple of hours? I'm sure there would have been sort of evidence from both sides. Maybe it's taken a week to reach a final decision. Who knows? It's quite a sort of, can be complex, these sort of issues, can't they? And these situations. 17 minutes! 17 flipping minutes to realise that this is a stupidity against humanity. What is going on? I've had to pull over just so I could get my rant out of the way. Oh, I'm stuck here now. Hang on, there's people coming. Look, 17 minutes. That is just farcical. It's a joke. It's a joke. Like, I understand that we have free speech, and I understand that free speech doesn't necessarily mean free of consequences, in the sense of, if I say something like, oh, I don't like that sign over there. Everyone, I think we should all get together and go and hit that sign and burn that sign to the ground, then yeah, I've got freedom of speech to say that, but that's also quite violent what I've just said, and not nice. Now, if I say something like get ready, we need to get ready, and if I take that out of context, then I could agree that some people might take that as a violent, we need to get ready, we need to bear arms, we need to get together and go sort out anyone that we see that fits the bill of the person that's just caused this atrocity. I can see the string of argument that can sort of draw that together. I get it, right? But it's not necessarily. I mean, granted, even that was taken out of context, right? Because I didn't obviously see the rest of the information or take into account the rest of the details that were said. But the thing of it is that even if someone had just written a post saying we need to get ready, I believe. I know that was a long stuttering pause. I feel like Sakir Starmer. Batteries running down. I believe in free speech, and I believe that doesn't give us the right to just say absolutely anything we want, especially when it comes to inciting, specifically inciting some sort of violence. But then when it comes to a point where people have to argue that people may take something one way, then that's when I start going, well, hang on, it's not up to, I still have the right to express my opinion, and I shouldn't be arrested, or I shouldn't be judged because there may be some certain people out there that read my words in a certain way, and it has a different effect on them. Does that make sense? I believe that if I say, those antenna over there, they're a disgrace. Everyone, I hate them. Let's all get together at night with fires and pitchforks and let's go take down those antennas and show them what they're, send those antennas back to their country. Fair enough. If I say that, that's fairly clear. But anyway, long story short, what do you think? Do you think we were right to police these sorts of comments? Do you think it's right to have someone, a watchdog, to have these safeguarding, safeguard? I feel like I woke up and suddenly safeguarding exists now, and there's safeguarding roles. That I mean, I'm going to sound old here, but when it feels like 5 years ago, who was a safeguarding person? Probably no one. But now, they're apparently everywhere. This sort of, I tell you why this sort of stinks to me. This stinks to me because we've currently got a government that are trying to put in this digital surveillance, this looking and watching us at all times. They're trying to take away jury trials. I keep saying jewelry. Jury trials. They're trying to take away jury trials, which very much scares me, because I think had that case gone towards a judge, and especially a left-leaning judge, I mean, that chap could have ended up in prison for, I don't know, a year or so, a couple of years, who knows. I think there's very big disparaging situations that can happen when we don't have trials with juries, and the sheer fact that it was kicked out within 17 minutes, I think is a big telling point. Anyway, I'm scared. I wouldn't say I'm scared. I'm worried. I'm worried that this government, who's implementing or is trying to implement these things, look, it just appears on face value. When I was a kid, I always thought, great thing about the West, Western culture, Western civilization, was that we're free. And it just seems as though everything that is coming into fruition, or is trying to come into fruition, goes 100% against that. And look, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm free to do whatever I want and say whatever I want. As long as it's polite and doesn't cause any, incite any violence or anything. Because it kind of just seems like if you are patriotic, if you believe in your country, like it's all well and good to believe in your country and support your country when it's the bloody Olympics. Oh, bloody Olympics, everyone get behind Britain. Yeah, raise your flags. Yeah, get them out. Oh, isn't Britain great? All right, the Olympics are over. All right, get that bloody flag back inside. Don't say anything about the country. No, you can't root for the country. No, can't be patriotic. Just wanting to have some sort of sense of security, or at least know that there's measures in place to ensure that when I walk down the street with my little kids, or if my kids are walking in the street by themselves, that I don't have any concerns to worry about whether there's anyone in the community that could potentially cause them harm. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Sorry for the longer video, but look, this is a really interesting one, and it's a really it just stinks. It absolutely stinks. I'd be keen to get your thoughts. Make sure that you subscribe as well, guys. I'd love to do live videos where I can have a chat with you guys, and we can have a chin wag and we can shoot the breeze. But I need 50 subscribers to do that, and at this rate, we'll be able to do it by about 2032. So help a brother out. Just hit the subscribe button. Jeez, why, man? Just subscribe. Okay. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you leave your comments. I'd love to hear from you. And peace out to the next one. This is Roger Roadside. Ho ho ho!